Hey guys, Nick Carter here again. I wanted to make this video real quick to have a book review for you. It's Chariots of the Gods by Erich Von Daniken. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but a couple years ago in college, my freshman year of college, my history teacher recommended a book, and it was called Chariots of the Gods. In this book, I just started this book, and it's a book that I recommend for you guys to read if you're interested in extraterrestrial life, ancient artifacts, and things of that nature. And it alludes to several points in the book about the creation of certain technologies and ancient civilizations, and it alludes to potentially that aliens came down and it sounds out there, trust me, I understand this, guys, but it's a very interesting read, and I recommend it. But what it talks about is that aliens came down and breeded with our ancient ancestors and created potentially the human race. Now, I understand it sounds way out there, and a lot of people may immediately deem this book fiction or somebody just trying to make a buck, but I really recommend this book to you guys. I highlighted a couple things in the book that I'd like to read to you real quick. And at the end of this video, I'll post a link to Amazon where you can take a look and read what other people have on reviews on the book. Amazon's a real good website because it's legitimate people reading the book. It's not somebody trying to say something. Let me find it real quick. Give me a sec. Oh yeah, this is something I highlighted where I just alluded to several points. Some people may say he's out there and he's trying to make a buck and things of that nature. He goes, this is an introduction he made, or a foreword he made, and which he wrote in 1995. The book was written in 1968, I believe. I was accused of plagiarism and unscientific ideas, also anti-religious biases and ignorance of scientifically established fact. And this book has sold over, it says right on the top, 7 million copies. Now, of course the book's popular, so he must have been alluding to something that sparked some interest and sparked some debates in a lot of people. And he talks about something that's important too here. It is the right of all beginners to be so free, trusting, and not so self-critical as their elders. Often my enthusiasm got the better of me, or I accepted second-hand information. That's another thing I liked about him, is when he wrote this foreword, what he did was, he did point out some things that he was incorrect on. Now, to sit there and believe everything that you read in the book isn't what I'm trying to get at. What I'm trying to say is that the stuff presented in this book, I sincerely believe, will open your mind to learning about aliens and things of that nature, and you'll start to question many things that in our lives many things in our lives that we just accept as fact, we don't question. And this book will help open your mind up to a lot of different things that will help you think about different things. That's pretty much. And I'll read a couple things. Let me find it real quick. That I don't want to give the whole book away because I want you guys to read it for yourself, have a copy so you can make notes in it and stuff like that. But let me just find it real quick. I think it was page, yeah. One sec, guys. We owe it to our self-respect to be rational and objective. At some time or other, daring theory seemed to be a utopia. How many utopias have long since become everyday realities? Of course, the examples given here are meant to point out the most far-fetched possibilities. Yet once the improbable things that we cannot even conceive of today are shown to be true, as they will be, barriers will fall, allowing free access to the impossibilities the cosmos still conceals. Basically what he's saying is, when you open yourself up to one thing, you start opening yourself up to a whole lot more. That's what I took from it. Future generations will find all kinds of life that have never been dreamed of in the universe. Even if we are not there to see it, they will have to accept the fact that they are not the only, and certainly not the oldest intelligence in the cosmos. Basically saying there's extraterrestrial life on other planets that potentially could be as intelligent or more intelligent than us. The universe is estimated to be between 8 and 12 billion years old. Meteorites bring traces of organic matter under our microscopes. Bacteria millions of years old awake to new life. Floating spores traverse the universe, and at some time or other are captured by the gravitational field of a planet. New life has gone on developing in the perpetual cycle of creation for millions of years. Innumerable careful examinations of all kinds of stones in parts of the world prove that the Earth's crust was formed about 4 billion years ago. Yes, and that's all science knows is Yes, and all that science knows is that something like man existed 1 million years ago, and out of the gigantic river of time it has managed to dam up only a tiny rivulet of 7,000 years of human history. At the cost of a lot of hard work, many adventures, and a great deal of curiosity. But what are 7,000 years of human history compared with thousands of million years of history of the universe? Basically, what he's saying is, a lot of the history we develop, we're trying to judge. Now, you can only judge so much. I mean, how people can't agree on what happened yesterday. People can't agree on what happened 100 years ago. But what we're saying is, how are we supposed to adequately shoot something down about our past in the universe when in reality we actually know very little? And the more and more I personally live my life, when I read books like this, the more and more I think I know, the less and less I actually do. There's one more point I wanted to allude to, and let me find it real quick. It's actually and he says, here it is actually, it's the next paragraph. We are the paragons of creation. It took 400,000 years to reach our present state and our present stature. Who can produce concrete proof to show why another planet should not have provided more favorable conditions for the development of other or similar intelligences? Is there any reason why we may not have competitors on another planet who are equal to or superior to us? Are we entitled to discard this possibility? We have done so up to the present. What I like about this, now, is that he posts questions that help you to think for yourself. Now, some people could say, now, he's writing questions so that he's trying to make you think a certain way so that you come to agree with him. But I don't think there's really any stake in him doing that. I mean, provided he sold 7 million copies, probably made a great income from this, but that's not what, I don't really think that's his intentions are. And regardless, I still think you should read this book because it definitely opens your mind up to a lot of possibilities. And like I said, you open yourself up to one thing. You read one book, somehow more books come into your life that seem to open you up more and more. And these things, a lot of this stuff, although my teacher did recommend this in school, these are not the type of things you're going to get in conventional classroom because they have certain agendas they have to follow. They have certain lesson plans, and once you get to college, there's better teachers that are more open to possibilities and they talk about more different things. But ultimately, guys, you won't get this in a classroom, and you have to think for yourselves. There's just a quick quote from George Carlin. Now, it's not word for word, but in one of his stand-ups, he's a guy dropped out of the 8th grade, but he's really intelligent. He had a quote, and he was talking about children. He says, from the time, not verbatim, he says, from the time children are born, there's things that are put in their head that they don't question because they lack ability to form sophisticated arguments against it. Now, having more information in your head doesn't necessarily mean that you can think for yourself, but basically, as you start to learn more and more, as you become more and more intelligent, I really think you start to break down the doors of things that you used to think were true. And that's where I think this book can come in and be one of the building blocks to which you can start to think for yourself, if you're not already. Alright, take care, guys. Nick Carter here. I'll be making another video for you talking about just opening your mind up to a lot of different possibilities. Check them out. They'll be up soon. Thanks, guys.